I just wanted to restart my broadcast here from my debrief for today's operations regarding the Bolivian humanitarian campaign I'm currently conducting. We ended up conducting a total of 3 operations. All 3 were all outstanding. All 3 were completed, all with outstanding success. And this was done without any real need by me to assist in the operations. I was surprised to see that the first operator unit, I was deployed with 1 operator unit. One had come inbound to my position.
Okay, all clear.
Began the operations, and I had fed them the intel for a rebel green op, which they were nice enough to complete for me. I was inbound to the objective, and they had already secured the objective before I could even make it to the area. However, afterwards, one of my operators from that unit had attempted to steal a helicopter at a cartel-held area. They got gunned down. I went over to try to pick him back up, but the cartel soldier that was there ended up getting me too. And so we had to get airlifted to the other operator that was in our unit. It was about 4 clicks out. However, that did not impede our success in any way. After that point, I attempted to scout the area here in Villa Verde for a possible gas lead, for a green supply operation, for gas detail. I couldn't find any leads. I was unable to locate any leads for a gas detail on the green supply op. And then that was by the time one of my top operators, Operator KP, had joined up with the operating unit that I was designated for, or not that I was designated, but that was designated for me. And I briefed KP on the situation, and luckily enough, KP had intel on his navcom for a gas detail for a green supply operation. And I managed to touch down in the helicopter I was piloting, picked him up, and we flew to the near the objective area. And KP, with outstanding success, managed to eliminate the cartel guard at the objective area where the helicopter carrying the fuel supplies was located. And KP single-handedly managed to neutralize the entire Op 4 Tango team there at the objective before assuming pilot of the helicopter with the supplies. I provided co-piloting advisory for him, so that in transit to deliver the helicopter with the supplies to the designated rebel base. And after which time I congratulated KP and thanked him and offered to advise and assist him with another operation that he may want help with, at which time he provided me intel for another grain supply operation for gas detail. I accepted that operation, and then he offered to pilot again. I hopped in the rear of the plane as co-pilot. After which point we flew to a new objective. We were a few hundred meters out where we landed. Exited the helicopter we had used to deliver the gas supplies to the rebel infantry army here, we began the green supply operation. It was a similar operation, about 5 or 6 tangos guarding the objective, a small propeller airplane. And then, like in the first the second operation, I should say, KP in the third operation managed to neutralize the entire enemy guard around the airplane, and managed to single-handedly secure the airplane. I was shot during the operation, but our other operator in the unit, Operator King, was able to hit me with a hypodermic needle and revive me. I attempted to take out one of the tangos there guarding the airplane, but I was shot and brought down. However, like I just said, Operator King was nearby and was able to revive me as Operator KP neutralized the tango that ended up shooting me. After which point, KP offered to pilot the propeller airplane, and again I offered my skills as a co-pilot to assist him with the piloting of the airplane. We had to fly over a small mountain, and I had to advise KP. The runway ran from east to west. Prepared him for his final approach, and just talked him through a little bit on the landing that he was there. The third operation, so we ended up doing an additional operation for my humanitarian aid campaign here in Bolivia. Oh, hold on, my internet quality is not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Alright, it still says it's broadcasting. Alright, sorry about that. I got a notification. So at that point, so that was it. We ended up completing 3 operations today. So once again we completed 3 successful operations today for the humanitarian aid campaign I am currently conducting here in Bolivia. All with outstanding success. We managed to secure the top resource requirement for the rebels here that was on the itinerary, that being gasoline. We also followed up here with the acquisition of intel from a parachute drop of supplies, which contained papers for additional training materials to provide training for special ops, Bolivian rebels friendly to the United States here in Bolivia, to assist our operation here for Operation Kingslayer. And that completed the provisions for today's humanitarian aid campaign. That completed the provisions for our campaign parameters for today's, not for today's, but for the humanitarian aid campaign I'm currently conducting here in Bolivia. Excuse me. The humanitarian aid campaign I am currently conducting are top orders above all orders. I never had a chance to explain it to any of my operators today. That's why I wanted to create a debrief video here, just to advise any and all of my operators that the humanitarian aid campaign I am currently conducting is the top priority in regards to my orders here in Bolivia. It doesn't matter how good of a gun you are. For every head that you drop, that every head in the cartel that you drop, it'll get replaced the next day, unless there isn't adequate infrastructure for the rebels, clean water and food for the rebels, clean medicine for the rebels, gasoline for logistics for the rebels, and without recruitment of rebels, without work provided to the civilians through the rebels, the entirety, or I should say, or the entire operation for Operation Kingslayer will be compromised until this humanitarian aid operation is complete. This country is going to have to learn to fish for itself. A small team of 4 special operators aren't going to be able to, fight an entire country on our own. We're going to need the rebels to help us, or else Operation Kingslayer is going to be compromised. That's the outstanding orders that I have prioritized here, and that is what has created the humanitarian aid campaign here, being conducted by myself and my elite team of special operators here in Bolivia, for the purpose of preparing the Bolivian rebels here in the country to reform into a new armed services friendly to the United States and NATO, for the purposes of destabilizing and ousting the cartel influence here in Bolivia, and as well to arrest any outstanding corruption in the current Bolivian military. I would like to thank the special operators that helped me today with the operations that fulfilled the daily parameters for my humanitarian aid campaign today. Outstanding work. I basically more or less didn't really have to lift a finger all day. I guess, I don't know what happened, but the operators I have, they've really just been working hard, and they've really, they really impressed me today with just outstanding work, top notch, top of the line. Very fast paced, very efficient. Managed to complete all of our operations with only a limited number of operators on our team, which was outstanding. The training and ability of my special operators have not been better, and I'm really excited and looking forward to how that's going to benefit my operator unit moving forward here for the humanitarian operational campaign, the humanitarian aid campaign I have in place here with my outstanding orders in Bolivia. That will be it. I will resume operations for the humanitarian aid campaign here in Bolivia tomorrow, consisting of at least 2 more operations here in the area, one being a green rebel operation, and one being a green supply operation, depending on what the itinerary is demanding for supplies for the rebel army, which I am currently building up here in Bolivia. That will be that will begin sometime tomorrow, I believe in the afternoon or morning, depending on orders I have to draw up for tomorrow. And that's it. Once again, I wanted to thank everybody who watched my my broadcast here in my little body cam. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your help here on the ground. Special thanks to my special operator unit for all your help today. It was outstanding work. It was quick, efficient, and able to get the job done faster and more efficiently with fewer operators on the ground. that will be it for this debrief. I will be back on tomorrow, as I just stated, to continue operations for the humanitarian aid campaign I have in place here in Bolivia due to outstanding orders. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your help here on the ground. Take care. I'll be back on tomorrow. Continue forward with the campaign here. Then at this time, I'm going to take a short break, and I'm going to prepare to deploy for Operation Velvet Shell's Commonwealth Day Challenge campaign, which I'm currently involved with and conducting operations for. This is the last day of the Commonwealth Day Challenge campaign. I will have a quick brief there before I begin operations with Operation Velvet Shell in a few minutes after a short break. That will do it. That is the conclusion of this debrief. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for all the help here on the ground. Alright then, take care. I'm going to take a little break, and I'll be back in a few to begin my Commonwealth Day Challenge campaign in Operation Velvet Shell for the Rainbow Six Siege campaign. Not Rainbow Six Siege campaign, but with the Rainbow Six unit. Okay. Thanks so much. I'm going to take a little break, come back, and I'm going to get going on the Commonwealth Day Challenge campaign I've been assigned to, or that I've assigned myself to, rather, with the Rainbow Six unit shortly. Thanks again for watching. Thanks so much again for the help here on the ground. Alright then, I'll be back soon. Good game. Over now.